Hello, wonderful learners. Welcome back to Literary Rights. I am Dr. Madhuri. When we think of a word like team, we are talking about multiple people, aren't we? Yet we use a single word to represent them all. Today, we are going to explore collective nouns, words that represent groups of people, animals, or things as a single unit. Understanding this will significantly improve both your written precision and your grammatical awareness, especially for competitive exams. Let's begin. A collective noun is a word that denotes a group of individuals, people, animals, or things considered as one single unit. The keyword here is unit. Even though a collective noun represents multiple members, we treat it grammatically as a single entity in most contexts. In linguistic terms, collective nouns function as a bridge between singular and plural concepts. This is what makes them fascinating and occasionally confusing. Understanding collective nouns is crucial because they appear frequently in academic writing, formal communication, news reports, and of course in standardized English examinations like UGC NET, where precision in grammar is essential. Let me provide you with a framework to understand this systematically. Collective nouns can be organized into three main categories based on what they represent. Category 1, groups of people. These are the most common collective nouns you will encounter. Team, a group of players or workers with a common purpose. For example, the cricket team is practicing for the tournament. Family, a group of related individuals. For example, my family is planning a trip to Goa this summer. Committee, a group appointed for a specific function. For example, the committee has submitted its report to the principal. Audience, a group of spectators or listeners. For example, the audience was captivated by the speaker's words. Staff, a group of employees. For example, the school staff meets Monday morning. Notice how in each example I am using a singular verb is, has, was, meets because we are treating the group as one unit. Category 2, groups of animals. English has wonderfully specific collective nouns for animals. Some of these are quite poetic. Flock, a group of birds or sheep. For example, a flock of pigeons flew over the temple. Herd, a group of cattle, elephants, or large animals. For example, the herd of elephants moved slowly through the forest. School, a group of fish. Example, a school of fish swam near the coral reef. Pride, a group of lions. For example, the pride protects its territory fiercely. Pack, a group of wolves or dogs. For example, a pack of stray dogs roamed the street at night. These specific terms add richness and precision to our language. Category 3, groups of things. Collective nouns also apply to inanimate objects. Bunch, a group of bananas, grapes, keys. For example, I bought a bunch of fresh roses from the market. Bouquet, a group of flowers arranged together. For example, the bride carried a beautiful bouquet of lilies. Fleet, a group of ships, cars, or vehicles. For example, the company owns a fleet of delivery trucks. Set, a group of items that belong together. For example, she received a complete set of Shakespeare's works. Collection, a group of objects gathered together. For example, the museum has an impressive collection of ancient coins. Now, let's address some important nuances that distinguish proficient users from beginners. Nuance 1. British versus American English. In British English, collective nouns can take either singular or plural verbs depending on whether you are emphasizing the group as a unit or the individual members. British, the team are playing well today. Emphasis is on individual players. In British, the team is strong this year. Emphasis is on the unit. In American English, collective nouns almost always take singular verbs. American, the team is playing well today. For Indian learners preparing for exams like the UGC NET, the safer approach is to follow American English convention and use singular verbs with collective nouns. Nuance 2. When the group acts as one versus individual members. Sometimes the context requires us to think about individual members rather than the collective unit. In such cases, we need to adjust our verb agreement. Compare these. The jury has reached its decision. The jury are divided in their opinions. Individual members disagree. In the second sentence, because individual members are acting differently, we treat jury as plural. However, in formal writing, many grammarians recommend rephrasing to avoid confusion. The jury members are divided in their opinions. Nuance 3. Collective nouns that always take singular verbs. Some collective nouns in English are always treated as singular regardless of context. Furniture. The furniture in this room is antique. Luggage. My luggage was lost by the airline. Equipment. The laboratory equipment needs calibration. These are uncountable collective nouns. You cannot say furnitures or luggages in standard English. In academic and professional writing, I frequently observe these errors. Error 1. Incorrect verb agreement. Incorrect is the class are taking their exam tomorrow. Correct one is the class is taking its exam tomorrow. Why it matters? In formal writing, especially in Indian academic context, maintaining singular verb agreement with collective nouns demonstrates grammatical precision. Error number 2. Using collective nouns as plural without justification. Incorrect is the government have announced new policies. Correct one is the government has announced new policies. Why it matters? Unless you are specifically emphasizing individual members acting differently, stick with singular agreement in formal context. Error number 3. Confusing collective nouns with plural nouns. Incorrect is the police is investigating the case. Correct one is the police are investigating the case. Why it matters? Police is special case. It's a collective noun that always takes a plural verb in English. Other examples include cattle and people. Remember, police, cattle, people, always plural verb. Let's apply this knowledge with 3 practice questions. Question number 1. Choose the correct verb. The audience were thoroughly entertained by the performance. Pause the video and answer. Answer is the audience was thoroughly entertained by the performance. We use the singular verb was because we are treating the audience as a single unit sharing the same experience. Question number 2. Identify the error in this sentence. The committee have not yet submitted their reports. Pause and answer. Answer is the error is in verb agreement. Correct one is the committee has not yet submitted its report. Both the verb and the pronoun should be singular to match the collective noun committee. Question number 3. Fill in the blank with an appropriate collective noun. A dash of musicians performed at the wedding. Answer is a band of musicians performed at the wedding. Both band and group are acceptable collective nouns for musicians. Excellent work today. You have learned that collective nouns represent groups as single units, and in formal English, especially for your exams, they typically take singular verbs. In the next video, I will teach you abstract nouns, how to identify and use nouns that represent ideas, emotions, and qualities rather than physical objects. It's going to make so much sense. Subscribe to Literary Rights and let's build your grammar confidence together. Nothing difficult, nothing missing, just clear, complete learning. See you in the next lesson. Keep learning, keep growing. Bye.